Welcome to my third tutorial video. Hope it is useful and enjoy! So, for today's tutorial, we'll be talking about Microsoft Word. Yes, that very famous word processing application. Um, Specifically, we will be talking about four basic tools in Microsoft Word. Number one, we will be learning about how to create header and footer. Number two, how to create drop cap. Number three, how to create columns. And number four, how to adjust some line spacing in your paragraph. Now, let's get started.
Guacamole.
Okay, now
We
we
have the document already open. A pretty standard document. Looks like this. Our job right now is to make this document to look like this. Okay? And in order to create a document look like this, you need to learn how to use some of the basic features that Microsoft Word has. Um, this one is called header and footer. Okay? They're not in the normal paragraph position. They're at the above normal and more below position than a normal position. This is what you call the header and footer. Um, Aside from that, we will also learn about um, drop cap. Drop cap is the a big letter that usually appears at the beginning of the paragraph. Looks like this one, this one, this one. This one is called the drop cap. Um, and then we will also learn about creating columns. As you can see that this paragraph has two columns. This paragraph has three columns. Okay, and the standard one, the normal one usually only have one column that looks like that. And last but not least, we will be talking about how to adjust um, line spacing, space between lines. As you can see right here, the line spacing of this paragraph is bigger than this paragraph. Now, how do you do that? How do you do any of these? Don't worry, we'll talk about it.
one by one. So for our first task,
We will be creating a header and a footer from this document. How do you create a header and footer? First of all, you have to activate the header and the footer themselves. How do you activate header and footer? Very simple. Sometimes in some Microsoft Word, you just have to double click at the top part of your document or at the bottom part of your document. When something like this appear, that means you are ready to type what you want to appear, what do you want to make, what do you want to type in header. Now, if you do not want to type anymore, you just want to copy and paste this uh, article you have, no problem. You can do that. Just copy first and go back inside header by double clicking it. Don't forget, and just paste it right there. Okay. If there is an extra space like this, just simply delete it. In order for you to go back to your main document, just double click it again. Okay, and then you can just simply delete this part. All right.
as for the
Footer. As you can see, this is the footer. Let's cut it instead of copying and then later you delete. You better just cut it. Double click on the bottom part of the document. It will activate footer. Paste it over there. Delete every space made accidentally. And then what you got to do is simply select the text and you can change the alignment according to your need. For example, this one, the alignment is on the right side. So we're going to make this align to the right by clicking this. So that is a button for you to work on the alignment. Okay, so our first job is done. Yay.
Next one.
right, the next thing we will be talking about, it's gonna be how to make columns. As you can see, that the second paragraph of this document, there are two columns. So we will be creating two columns for the second paragraph. First, you just have to select the paragraph. Do not select more than what you should select. You should end it exactly at the very end of the paragraph. Then what you got to do is to click Format Columns. Okay? Once you click columns, you will be asked how many columns you want to create. Since you want to create two, just click two right here. You will be asked whether you want to have a line between or not. Pay attention to the document once again. It has a line between. So let's tick this one to create a line between and click OK, and voila, you can see you have two columns done.
Next one.
How to?
Adjust um, line spacing on each paragraph. It's very simple actually. All you gotta do is to find which paragraph requires some adjustment on their line spacing. For example, this one, you can see that paragraph 3 needs bigger line spacing comparing to the other paragraphs. So let's focus on the third paragraph. Let's select the paragraph first. As I said, stop at the very end of the paragraph. Do not select unnecessary space. And all you gotta do, just click Format and click Paragraph. Inside there is one called Spacing. And at the moment, the line spacing is written single. So when you click single right here, you can change it to different alternatives. You can choose 1.5 lines or double. Okay? To see the document as big as the line spacing, um, as big as this kind of line spacing, if you see it, if you see the line spacing of this is somewhere um, 1 point in 2. If you see the document before, you can see that this is double spacing. So if you change it to double spacing, you'll see now that your document is the same as what is required. Okay. To be sure, look at the instruction given to know whether you're supposed to make a 1.5 line spacing or double line spacing.
Next one.
It will be about.
Drop cap. Why do I put drop cap at the last? Because you're supposed to do the column first. That would be like the first thing you got to do. And line spacing, if you need to change or adjust line spacing. And last but not least is the drop cap. Because if you do the drop cap first at the beginning, then you will be having a hard time when making a column or when you have to adjust the line spacing because you have already made drop cap. Okay, so what you got to do, very simple, just select the first letter and then simply choose Format Drop Cap. So when you click drop cap here, you will be asked which drop cap you want to use, non-dropped or in margin. You can see that the only option given to you right now is only drop. So choose drop, and then you gotta choose what kind of font you want to use. Since you don't want to have a different font, just keep it as the same font. You just have to choose how many lines to drop. You can see over here that it has 3 lines to drop. You can see 1, 2, and 3. So let's choose 3 and OK. There you go. You're done with drop cap as well.
Okay, so this concludes our tutorial today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again next time.